So you just put a new exhaust on your bike. I just put a Black Widow exhaust on my 2016 FJ-09, and now you need to, or you should want to, get your ECU flashed, so your bike is running healthy with those new modifications, with whatever you did. Now, I've ridden this already without the ECU being flashed after I got the exhaust on. And it runs, but I want the fueling to be running how it should be. And so I'm going to send my ECU out to get reflashed. I'm going to send it to Vcyclenut. He's out of Florida. I'm going to ship it out tomorrow. But I'm going to have to take the ECU out of this in order to ship it down to him. So this is how you do that. So to get the ECU out, we're going to take off this fairing right here that's got your turn signal on it. Then we're going to come up here and take off this plastic little cover here. And then you've got two plastic covers on either side of the bike you're going to take off. And then some other random bolts for the tank. We're going to lift it up. Hopefully I can just put something under there and rip that ECU out. We're also going to have to take off those fake carbon fiber panels as well. So let's get started. I don't know if you can see that, especially with all the wind, but it is about to start raining. And yes, there is the rain, and it is coming inside. So yeah, I'm going to shut the garage and continue on. So to remove this little panel here, you've got three, I don't know what you want to call them, quick twist little bolts. You've got one right there, one right there, and one right there. So taking these off is really simple. It's just a 4mm Allen key for all three of them. It takes like a half twist and they just pop right out. Just like this. So there's three of those. And then you should be able to pull out like so. Pull the front part first, and then you can lift up, or actually, sorry, push down. Let that hang there. You can pull your signal clip out here, pull on the little tab, and pops right out, and that's done. So now we're going to take this black plastic cover off. You've got two 4mm Allen bolts there, and then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of the quick twist bolts. Man, I can't say that word. So let's pop that off. Okay, let's get these out of here. That's super easy. Turn the wheel a little bit. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Set these over here and break those loose. Top two. And these are actually threaded. Not too much, but they are. They're not the quick twist like the other ones. And hopefully this will pop right out. I'm hoping. Maybe. Maybe not. Looks like they're like connected, right? Like, oh, there we go. there's like tiny little tabs right at the front that you kind of have to pull out. But this thing's pretty flimsy plastic, but these little tabs right there, pull those out and you should be good to go. So the next plastic piece is this guy, and you got to take out that bolt there, and then you come down here. I believe this whole thing comes off. We'll see. I think you got to take out that bolt there, that bolt there, that bolt there, and then there's also a little plastic clip here. So we'll give it a shot and see if we can't get it off of there. So I'm going to take out this bolt here. Ooh, and that is definitely Loctited in. Alright, top bolt is out. And now we're going to take this bolt out. Still all 4mm Allens. Take that out. Take this out. Dang it. These are definitely the tightest so far. There we go. Alright, and these have like little, they're not threaded all the way down in. Try to remember that. And then there's another one up under here. And this is coarse threaded up front. And then you've got a little Phillips plastic. I hope all this comes off with one go. I'm really not sure. I think it may though. You've got a little Phillips plastic pin here. You just unscrew it barely, and that basically loosens up that clip, takes pressure off, so you can just pry it out of there. See that? You might not even have been able to see me take that out, but it's right below your radiator cap. A couple inches below, I guess. So, will this come off? You're also going to need to push your turn signal connector through the little hole. Pull up a little bit on that top hole and kind of just pull it off like so, and we got it. Alright, that wasn't too bad. Okay, so this carbon fiber piece has one 4mm Allen bolt back here, and that comes off fairly easily. Set that. Get on out of there, boy. Alright, set that back there. And then there is a little plug that you pull out here, like so. And then gently pull from the top. And it's actually, they actually use, what's it called? Oh gosh, it's the stuff I actually use to put my camera on, my helmet. It's the Velcro, but it's super stiff. If I remember, I'll tell you. But basically, it's actually Velcroed on here. And then there's a little tab where you're gonna push back into back and down, and then it slips off like so. So there's the Velcro stuff there. And there's the Velcro stuff there. So sweet. Now that is off. And now I am going to do what I've done on this side, on the other side, and I shall return. Okay, so now I got all the garbage plastic and the seat off of the bike. So next we're going to remove that bracket right there that's holding the tank, and we're going to remove that bracket that's holding the tank, and then there's one on the other side right there. We're going to take that off, and man, it looks kind of crazy down in there and dirty. But right underneath this is our air box, and on top of that sits the ECU. So, yeah, next we'll take those 3 brackets off, and then hopefully we'll be able to lift that tank out of the way. Okay, so now I'm going to take off this bracket right here, and it's just 2 10 mil bolts there, which break loose fairly easy. See if I can get those by hand, which you can. And they're kind of have a little lip that goes up under the tank. There's one. And there's 2. And the bracket just comes out like that. So you can see there's a bolt there that was for something else, and then you've got this little lip that kind of goes up under the tank. So I am going to take off the other side now. So now for this bracket here, these are both 10 millimeter bolts right here, and then you've got 2 more 4 mil Allen bolts right here. So, and I can definitely tell that the tank just loosened up right there for sure. So I'm going to be careful kind of from here on out, because I know that tank is loose, which is what we want. Now the tank probably could be moved off of this, but I think it's going to be easier as of right now anyways to just go ahead and take the bracket off. Maybe not. And these washers right here are captive. I thought they were going to fall off, but they're held in by like a rubber grommet, so you don't need to worry about that. So this bracket is in the way a little bit when you're trying to finagle the tank, so I am going to go ahead and break this loose and take this bracket off. You probably don't have to, but I think it's just going to be easier. So just a couple of 4 mil Allens, comes out fairly easily. And just as a reminder to myself and you, pretty much all this stuff I could tell was Loctited. So everything that you take off when you're putting it back in, probably going to want to use some Loctite. So now I'm going to hopefully take this bracket. Okay, so sweet. This just comes out. Put the bolts back in there. Put it over on the table. And now for some more finagling. With that bracket off, you can now tilt the tank back, and I don't know how well that's going to show up, but you can see in there the ECU is right there. So I'm going to try to do this one-handed. What I want to do is pull these wires out. And I really don't want to be doing what I'm doing right now, but I got enough for a brittle tank. Pull these wires out if I can. There's a little clip tight in the airbox. I just want to get out of the little holder here if I can. There we go. Almost up. Now for the other one. Well, you don't need to now. So there's ECU, and I am going to see if I can. There's 2 little clips that hold it in. I'm going to see if I can pull that out which, if this works, I will be extremely happy. And it is coming out slowly. Now that I pulled it out a little bit, and will this come all the way out? Yes, it will. Okay, perfect. Now I'm going to, hopefully this tank doesn't drop on me. Okay, so it's actually, you're just going to push and pull up, give it a gentle wiggle, do the same thing on this side, just wiggle it up a little bit. And voila, you've got it. So I'm going to tuck those back under the tank, put the tank up where it was, and get ready to ship this off. So we got everything off the bike. We got the ECU out. Everything's laying out on a table over here. I'm pretty much just going to leave this as is for now. I'm going to package that ECU up, ship it down to Florida to Vcyclenut. When it comes back, we'll throw everything on and go for a spin, and I will let you know what I think. I am excited because I want this engine to be running as it should be with that exhaust. I can tell it's running lean right now. It still runs, and I would ride it. I have been riding it, but obviously now I'm not because everything's off of it. But when it comes back, we'll go for a ride. I'll let you know what I think. So I got my ECU back. It's Wednesday. I sent this last Friday to Dave at Vcyclenut. So quick turnaround, Friday to Wednesday. Got it back. I was number 3,479. Puts a signature on there and the date, and also sends you a flashed by Vcyclenut sticker. So I'm excited. I'm going to put all this junk back on the bike, and then I'll get on it, go for a ride, and I'll give you my impressions and thoughts about how the bike rides now. So I'm going to start getting all this stuff back on the bike. So you've probably seen my Black Widow exhaust install, the test audio, or the audio test, geez. But anyways, I only rode it for like a day or so after I put that exhaust on before I ripped out the ECU, like you can see earlier in this video, and sent it to Vcyclenut and had him do a flash on that ECU, and the bike ran. And I think a lot of people don't flash their ECU after they do a full exhaust system, but I could tell it was running lean. I was having a ton of popping on D-cell, and so I just didn't want to leave it that way. So I sent it to him. It wasn't that much. Honestly, I can't even remember how much it is. Hopefully I said it in a video earlier. But sent it to him. And he's got a whole list of stuff that you can have him do.
So I had him smooth out the standard mode. I had him do the quick turn throttle response for A mode, which I'm in right now. So at 75% throttle, you're really at 100%. So the physical part of it, you're at 75, but you're at 100. So it makes it so you can just crack that throttle and just take off. Like if you got to get somewhere, you can just disappear. Not necessarily with this exhaust, maybe. But, yeah, if you want to, you can just, you know, get away. And then he's got a mod for the B mode, which is like for rain and snow, and it just smooths it out, I think, and makes it feel a little bit nicer. I really wasn't concerned with B mode, but he's got that option, so I just went ahead and did it. So, and yeah, the ride, the throttle response is a lot smoother, and no more decel popping, and you can tell, you can actually smell it just by the smell that it's getting the amount of gas that it should be, and it's just great. I can't say enough about it. It's really good. Oh, what do we got? Oh, thought that was like a little bird or something over there. So anyways, out on a ride, just wanted to do a little quick review of that Flash by Vcyclenut. It's really worth it in my opinion. It makes the bike run a lot better. I think the engine is a lot happier. It's not nearly as lean. It's getting the fuel it needs. And then on top of that, you know, it's the riding modes are like, you know, almost a bonus. And I think I also did something with on diesel, like injecting clean air into the exhaust. I had him turn that off. I can't remember what it's called. But yeah, all around, it's a good update. I'm glad I did it. Super fast turnaround too, which I probably mentioned before. But yeah, it only took like 4 days maybe. Can't remember now. But yeah, not very long at all, and totally worth it. So I would advise doing it if you've got an FJ-09 or an MT-09 or Tracer or whatever, and you're putting on a full exhaust. I would do it. So I got the Black Widow exhaust on here, and it just rips. This bike is so much fun, and now it sounds as fun as it is. I don't ride with the baffle in. It just sounds better without the baffle. It's really all there is to it. So anyways, Vcyclenut, go to his website, probably put a little description or whatever you want to freaking call it. A link? Yeah, there we go. A link down in the description below to check him out. And yeah, so that's about it. Black FJ-09, Black Widow exhaust, and the ECU is flashed by Vcyclenut, and it is a total blast. And it's kind of sad because this is one of the nice, awesome days that we have, but they're coming to an end, so I'm going to enjoy this ride, and you enjoy the rest of your day. This curve would be nicer. I like taking it, but it's so bumpy. It kind of sucks.